Before we get started with this month's list, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who watches these videos. I've been doing these rundowns for a year now, and hopefully they have proved useful to people and helped to highlight some of the excellent indie games that are being made. Now let's take a look at what October has to offer. First up for October is 9 Years of Shadows, a 2D Metroidvania with a vibrant art style that has you collecting various elemental powers that you can then use to traverse the environment and unlock secret areas. The game also has a strong focus on music, with the developers saying that the soundtrack has been tuned to 423Hz, which is apparently a frequency that soothes the mind. It certainly doesn't sound like your usual Metroidvania. 9 Years of Shadows is due to release on PC and Switch October 10th. Asterigos Curse of the Stars is one of those games that kind of skirts around the edge of what you would perhaps define as an indie game. Looking like Ubisoft's Phoenix Rising and a Souls game had a baby, this Greek and Roman inspired RPG certainly has designs on rolling with the big boys. All the usual suspects are here in terms of a variety of weapons to choose from and bosses to fight, but the developers say the difficulty has been tuned down a bit compared to standard Souls-likes. They also promise an involving story with choices that matter. It's certainly talking a big game, which hopefully it can live up to. Asterigos Curse of the Stars is out on PC, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, Xbox One and the Xbox series of consoles, October 11th.
There are ancient secrets buried beneath the forgotten ruins for nearly 1,000 years. Mystic power waiting to be seized. Yet danger and ruthless enemies lash out from where they hide. Unspeakable evils lurk within. They might fight me, capture me, break me, but no one can stop me. Father, I will find you!
Ozymandias Bronze Age Empire Sim asks the player to build an empire in a day. Gone are the week-spanning campaigns of usual 4X games, replaced by a streamlined system that makes the game feel like the historically based counterpoint to last year's Slipways. There are 52 empires to play, each with their own unique traits, and the developers promise that the data-driven AI won't cheat to win, instead providing a fair challenge as you rise up the difficulty levels. It's nice seeing more people experiment with short-form strategy games, and hopefully this title will turn out to be a cool entry to the genre. Ozymandias Bronze Age Empire Sim comes to Steam October 11th. Our next title is my pick of the month. LEGO Bricktales looks to finally marry the joy of making things with LEGO with the world of video games. Described as a puzzle game, you will have to use your Lego building skills to solve puzzles by constructing things out of a selection of Lego pieces. The developers state that you will be free to combine the pieces in whatever way you see fit in order to solve the puzzles. If this turns out to be true, then Lego Bricktales could be something really special. It helps that it looks amazing, with levels made up of beautiful dioramas that remind me of Captain Toad's treasure tracker. Find out if Lego Bricktales can provide that Lego building goodness in video game form when it launches on all platforms October 12th. Next we have the Last Oricu, a third-person RPG that reminds me a bit of the Piranha Bytes RPGs, which will be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you feel about those games. Playable in both single-player and co-op, The Last Oricu is story-focused and set within a medieval sci-fi world, where the player is drawn into a battle between two races. The setting sounds pretty cool, and the footage shown looks promising. I also like the idea of an RPG that is designed so that it can be played in co-op. The developers promise impactful decisions which will change the outcome of the story and rich involving combat. It very much strikes me as one of those games that is aiming high and could stumble, but also might turn out to be one of those hidden gems. The Last Oricu comes out on PlayStation 5, Steam and the Xbox Series S and X October 13th.
Everything I hoped for. I believe you're now ready for the truth.
The penultimate game for this month is another entry in the rapidly growing potion making game subgenre. Potionomics is a narrative deck building game that asks you to run your late uncle's potion shop and turn around the failing business. To do this, you will recruit heroes to gather ingredients, improve the shop, and befriend or romance fellow vendors, all in service of creating the best potions for your customers. Deck building seems to be used during conversations, so think Signs of the Sojourner rather than Slay the Spire. I really dig the look of this game, and the premise seems like it could be fun. Potionomics arrives on Steam October 17th. Finally for October we have Batora Lost Haven. Billed as a twin-stick RPG, it is another title this month that puts its emphasis on a player-driven story, with multiple branching endings being promised. It's another game that I really like the art style of, and it's nice to see more indie games move away from just relying on great pixel art. Combat looks fast-paced, and with the promise of puzzles to solve as well as enemies to kill, it sounds like gameplay could be nicely balanced and not just a kill fest. How successful the game ends up being though will come down to that story. Anytime you promise a branching narrative, you really need to deliver in that area. Batora Lost Haven comes to all the platforms October 20th.
They want to steal those stupid soul filaments.
Let's do it, Ave. retake. Our lost haven.
And that wraps up October. A lot of games promising player-driven stories this month, which is always a tough proposition, especially for games on a smaller budget. Hopefully they can deliver on their promises and provide some excellent games to play this month. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos, and maybe drop a like as well. See you next time.